What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content. We are dropping, you guys. The sky is falling, blood in the streets, 13.3% down essentially this week. We're sitting at about $54,300, the 58K area that we needed to hold. We needed it to hold. It did not hold. With yesterday's close, we had a $57,000 target achieved. Very detrimental. You can see that we had an immediate follow through to the downside, already down almost 5%. And for Bitcoin, that's a big deal, right? For the rest of the market, I wonder what we're doing actually. Others. Go to others here. Whew. Yeah. Altcoins took a dump, man. Took a dump. Anyways, Bitcoin here does have some bullish divergence presenting itself. You have a higher low on the daily time frame. This divergence does not mean that we are going off to the moon right now, right? We could move up and then move down, have yet another lower low in this series, and form potentially another higher low in this. We could still move lower and continue to let that divergence form. Just because we have a hint of it now does not mean that we're ready to move up. And in fact, I think that breaking below 58K would suggest that we do have lower to go than the current price we have. The lowest price that we've achieved so far is $53,500. It's possible that we could turn around here, you know, but I would expect lower prices. From a relative fib perspective, from this midpoint to the high point here, we haven't even hit our 1272, let alone our 1618 area. So the minimum targets that I would expect is about $52.9 thousand to potentially as low as $48.6 thousand, right? And absolutely, we could go lower. There's a pattern, if you want to look it up, called the Bullish Bat. And maybe we can just look it up right now on the pattern site right now. Pattern site, chart patterns. Where are you at? I'm just going to go to B's Bat Bullish. There we go. Yeah, Bullish Bat. Yeah, looks like this, right? Looks like this. Let's see. And I'll go over what this means. Okay, so AB-AX equals 382 or 50%. So somewhere between. So it's either 382 or 50, not between. It's 382 or 50%, and that's saying AB over AX. So this move here should be a 382 or 50% retracement of this move here. Okay, and in congruence with the chart here, this is your X to A. Okay, X to A. And I hope that makes sense. I'll show you. I'm going to pull this over here. So, oh, did it go away? Let me see. It did go away. Hold on, guys. Bear with me here. Hold on. I accidentally put it in a new tab away from everything. Let's see. Here we go. Bullish Bat. There we go. We're back on. Okay. X to A there. That's X to A there, right? X to A. So this move, A to B, should be 382 or 0.5 of X to A. And it was 382 specifically. We found support right there. Okay, cool. Right there. So that's the first step. The next one is, and let's see, C to B, CB. What? Why does it say CB? CB, AB. AB. 382, 50, or 618%. I'm assuming that he's talking about this one here. Or, oh, it's all of these, or 886. Okay, that's right, because C should be an 886. So from a high point to a low point, right, this is your AB right here, 886, okay, to your C, 886. That's your CB. CB. I don't know why he did it that way. It should be BC, but whatever. CD. He does CB again. Why does I don't get it? CD should be a 1618 or 200%. So CD, this last move that we're in, I hope this all makes sense. This is the last move, right? Here's our A move, right, or our X to A move. Here's our A to B move. This is our B to C move, and this is our C to D move. Okay, so C to D, CD should be a 1618, 200%, 224, or 2618 of this move here, of B to C, but he's saying CB for whatever reason, or an 886 retracement of X to A. That's what it should be, right? So, because he's saying A to D there, right? AD. This move from here down to here should be an 886 retracement of this move here. Okay, and I know it might all not make sense to you guys, but this is harmonics. This is Fibonacci retracements, right? It's just a bunch of numbers. Don't let it scare you. From this low to this high, that's the move that we're measuring. Essentially, an 886 retracement would be the call for the low of this move. If it is a harmonic pattern, that would take us all the way down to about $41,500, which is nuts, man, which is nuts. We are a ways away from there, okay? And to put that in perspective, from this high down to that target, that's a 43% drop. You guys, that'd be the largest drop that we've seen in a bull market in a very, very long time, man. Actually, I mean, to be completely fair, I suppose here, I'm going to go onto the index here on this one. That way I still have it pulled up. I suppose we have seen a greater than 40% pullback in every single cycle, technically, right? Because this one here, we had the COVID crash. That was like a 60 or 70% drop, something like that. This bull market here, we saw maybe not 40%. That was a 40% drop right there. And then from this high to low, 40% drop as well. You know, same things over here. We saw some pretty significant drops, but an 886 retracement would be the largest pullback that we've seen in a long time in any given bull market. So if this is the bat pattern, that's the target area, right? Is about $41,500. Based on this, also it could be a 1618 200%. Let's see, that would be. See if anything lines up over there. I mean, 2272 lines up perfectly with the 886 right there, right? And it makes sense, of course it would. But it doesn't say 2272 on here. 224, that's pretty close, right? The 224, 227, it's pretty close. So maybe that is an area, I don't know. But essentially based off this bullish bat pattern layout that we have, the next target area, or at least by the end of this move, by the end of your D move here, which would be higher than your X, right? Which this is our X down here, this would be our D. That would be all the way down at $41,500. Has me a bit scared, has me a bit perplexed, because that would continue. That would mean that we have roughly 20, what is it, how many? Like roughly 23, 22% left to go. Yeah, 23% left of a drop, and that would not be good for altcoins, you guys. We would see altcoins die. I actually wonder, BTC.D, if that happened. And not all of them, of course, but I'm surprised. You know, the dominance hasn't increased that much because others hasn't dropped significantly either, right? Like that's not a dramatic increase for the amount Bitcoin's dropping. So it's kind of crazy. You normally see Bitcoin drop like this. You see altcoins tank way harder, but we're down 13.48% this week. Others is down 18.5. It is still more than Bitcoin, but it's not dramatically more. That's not what we've seen. So I don't know, man. All this to say, this is what the technicals, this is what the pattern is calling for. I personally am not calling for that. I don't believe that we will see a $41,500 price, okay? As convincing as I might have made that sound, and as convincing as it looks, you know, that's definitely the target area. I'm addressing it as the target area for a reason, right? But I do think we're not going to hit it. I do believe we're going to go lower, but I think we'll find support at higher prices, potentially anywhere from as high as 53K or more likely something that is just below 50K. I think we will find support between about 47 to 49K there, and maybe 47 to 50K is a better area. The 1618 here off of this low to high is right there at 48.6K. The overall 618 from our last consolidation phase low to the current consolidation phase high. The golden ratio there is at 49.37. So you've got the golden ratio of this move, the golden extension of this move, two golden ratio areas lining up specifically around $48,500 to $49,500. I would think that does hold as support, but I do believe we have lower to go. And if I'm wrong and we don't go lower, great. I'm sure I speak for more than just myself when I say I'd be happy about that. But looking at this for what it is, it wouldn't make sense to stop here. I would at least think that we go from our current price, we'd at least drop another like $1,500, but I think we have more to go personally. From a price perspective, it wouldn't really make sense either to find support there. We're at the 1618, beyond the fact that you have double golden ratio standards to bounce off of, this 1618 is at the resistance point over here of this previous consolidation phase, right? Literally the high there that we had before the that was the high that came about on the ETF listing day. That was on January 11th that high came in. So finding support on our ETF listing, Bitcoin ETF listing day, finding support right there. It's picture perfect storybook. Still an overall higher low in this market's trajectory, right? Nothing to be concerned about, in my opinion. It's maybe a little bit concerning in the more relative time frames, right? In like the next like couple days or so. But let's just see. I wonder. Actually, I mean, it wouldn't take us that long, so we might not even interact. To be fair, that 2272 down there at about $41,500, that lines up pretty well with this line, man. It lines up pretty well. We could go all the way down and look at how well we would still hold this line, right? If we went down there, we would hold that line perfectly, and that would mean that we would dump a lot. So I don't know, man. I'm not convinced that we go that low. To me, it just sounds a bit ridiculous, but that also kind of makes me worried that we could go that low because it does sound so ridiculous. But I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. All that to say, guys, I do think that we're going to go lower. Weekly RSI looks terrible. It looks very sad right now. Daily RSI is in the crapshoot, but we do have this bullish divergence setup potential. That doesn't mean we're going anywhere yet, but could mean that we're getting to the end of this downside. However we look at it, though, I do believe we're going to go lower. So that's all I got to say. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. I hope everybody's doing well in this time, and you understand that, you know, this is just part of the cycle. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It will test you. It will make you feel afraid and worried and give you that feeling like somebody just hit you in your stomach, right? If you're feeling that way, if you're feeling emotional, if you feel like you can't sleep tonight, right, please don't make any financial decisions, right? Just go to bed. Go to bed, wait a week. Wait a week. Just wait it out, right? Wait a month even. You'll be grateful that you did. Not always. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not guaranteed that it's going to go back up, but most of the time, like genuinely most of the time, you guys, moments like this are where the boys become men, where the girls become women, right? Where you're feeling that emotion like you want to sell but you don't act. This is where a lot of people do, or maybe not a lot of people do sell, but a lot of rookies sell, and then we go up, right? You literally sell at the worst point. You do the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. You buy high, you sell low. Don't do that. If you bought up here, if you bought over here, if you bought back here, whatever, please don't buy high and sell low. Don't do that. Don't complete the cycle, right? You bought high. If you did, that's okay. Just wait for it to come back. Don't sell low. Don't complete the cycle, right? And it is probably going to go lower, but even with that, that's not me saying sell here, right? Why would you sell here? It's well past the point of selling. You're in it now. At least that's how I see it. But I suppose, you know, one could make the argument that we are potentially moving down to $41,500. Could be a good time to sell here at $54,000. But I would just say if it does happen, it's going to be quick and it's going to be over before you know it. And I don't know. It's not worth playing the game, in my opinion. But to each their own. That's all I got to say. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you don't like the video, leave me a scathing comment. Tell me how I flip-flop every single day or whatever, which I don't flip-flop every single day. I just switch my narrative whenever I see evidence in the charts that it should be switched, right? Like whenever we break key support areas at 58K, I was calling for us to hold support here all the time. Yes, today I've flipped that. I have flipped into going lower. No, I did not flip into going lower at the most ideal point, but we still do have lower to go, right? Probably tremendously lower, not just like $1,500 lower, which is the minimum target that we have, but probably several thousands of dollars down. Probably around, I would think, 49 to 48K, somewhere in that range, but time will tell. So hit that like button one last time. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. It's a perfect opportunity to buy more cryptos. If anything, it's not a good opportunity to sell. So just be smart, be safe, go to sleep. You know, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Take care. Bye-bye.